Hey, welcome back to S Academy by Sachin Adi, Simple Tech Education.
Hello, greeting everybody. Today we will learn React Program 2. In React Program 2, we are demonstrating the purpose of props in React app. That is, we are passing the information from a parent to child. Here the application should include a header and a footer and a body, that is app, and from body, that is app, it has to send the information, or it has to pass the information to the header and to the footer dynamically. So here we have to create 4 files in which app.js and app.css will be already created when we type a command nps create-react-app and the name of the program or name of the project. So first we need to copy these contents or these line of code and paste it in app.js. Next, the second file we have to create is header.js. This file has to be created in the same directory where app.js is present. You can see here we have in src we will be having app.js, and in the same way we have header.js. Now next we have to create same footer.js and copy the contents from here and paste it in footer.js. Here I have already done. Next, the last part is app.css. App.css is already created, so just copy the contents and go to app.css, which is again in the same folder, that is source folder. Just if we have any contents here previously, just press Ctrl A, delete everything and just paste the contents. Now save the program and just type npm start. Now the React program will be running in localhost and port number 3000. Okay, this is the header. Okay, this section is the header which displays props demo React application message, and this is the footer which is at the last, which is displaying two informations. The first one is learning React props crafted for 6th students, and another information that is at the rate 2006 SMB Raichur all rights reserved. And in the middle section, that is in the body part or in the app section, this message will be displayed. Okay, now. So now we'll first see what are props and then we'll continue with the explanation of the program.
Now we will start with what are props. Now think of React component as a robot. Now when you buy the robot, you can give it different accessories. That is a hat, or a sword, or a pencil. These accessories are like props, and the robot acts as a component. So the final definition may be props is nothing but an information you give or pass to a component to change how it looks or behaves. That means you are passing the data from a parent component to a child component. Now, coming to the real life example, here imagine your mother saying, "Here is your lunch box with apple and a sandwich." Now, what is the lunch box? The lunch box is a component and the food inside is nothing but the props. Now you can imagine the lunch box itself is the same, but what's inside will be gone changing. डब्बा वही रहेगा, खाने का चीज बदलता रहेगा. Now coming to a React programming example, here we have a function with the name welcome and we are passing props to this function. Now this function returns hello and what information we pass into this props. Nothing but hello. If you pass Sachin, here you can see in the third line we are passing information Sachin. So in the first line or it displays hello Sachin. Next I am passing the information Arati. Now in the last line we are passing the information as Arati and calling the function welcome. So for the second time it shows hello Arati. So component will be same, that is welcome, function will be same, but we are passing different information, that is nothing but the props. First I am passing Sachin, next I am passing Arati. So what it is displaying first? It is displaying hello and Sachin. Second, it is displaying hello and Arati. So last but not least, the super short definition will be props are inputs you pass into the React component. In the previous example, the React component was the function. So we are passing values or inputs this function. And next, very important rule, props are read only. That means you cannot change the values inside the components. Next, you only receive and use them. So here I am passing Sachin and Arati. After passing to the component, inside the component I cannot change those values. So after receiving the values I can only use them. Here using them is nothing but, in the previous example, just displaying. So this is some short information or notes about props. So props nothing but properties. Props andre ಏನು ಅಂತ confuse ಆಗಬೇಡಿ. So props is a short form of properties. Properties are nothing but the information passed to the component. So next we will learn the second program. In the second program, the props we are passing is the information from the app content to the header content and to the footer content. So we'll begin the extension of the second program.
Header.js file and footer.js file. Now just click on src folder, right click. Here we have an option known as new file. Click on it and it is first header.js. Both the files should be in the same directory as in app.js and app.css in src folder. Now just hit enter. Now just copy this code which we have to paste it in header.js. Ctrl S to save. Again same, right click, new file. Now we have to type footer.js and press enter. Again just copy and paste it. I have already pasted the code in app.js and app.css. You can check here app.css and app.js. Now you can just think of the program is like a family, that is app.js, app.css, header.js and footer.js. Everything is like a family. Here app.js, or we can just call it as app, as parent. Either it can be mom or dad. Next, header is like child 1 and footer is like child 2. Now what are props? Props are the messages that a parent gives to their children. So the parent tells children what to be displayed. Here the app tells header and footer what it must display. Here what it must display is sent from app to header and footer via props. Now what this program teaches us is how to send data from parent component, that is app, to its child components, that is header and footer, and how we are sending this data, that is the third one, by using something that is called as props. Again I am telling you the definition of props, that is props are nothing but properties. Props are the information passed to components. You can take another example, like a teacher gives homework to a student and student writes it. Here the teacher is app, the homework which is given from teacher to the student is, we can call it as props, and student writes it. Nothing but header and footer will be displaying it. Hope the concept is clear. Now you can see the app component is sending the data to header and footer. Coming back to our project, that is program 2, I have now opened app.js. Now I will explain all the code line by line. Now here the first 4 lines, that is import React from React. This brings React tools. Now next is import header from header. This brings the header component. Next line brings the footer component. Now the last line, import app.css, brings the CSS design file into the main file. It is just like calling our friends for help. Now you can think like app.js is the main boss file. Now you can come down to the line 5, that is function app. This creates the main component called app. Just like app equals to a house. In house we have again many rooms, nothing but the components. Now step 3 will be creating data. It is just like the variables in C or C++ programs. Here constant app title equals to props demo React application. Next another constant footer tagline and another constant copyright. These are the constants. These are just like the variables for storing text. Now here the first constant, that is app title, will be used in header, and the remaining two, that is footer tagline and copyright, will be used in footer. It is just like writing messages on paper before giving them to children. Here children means header and footer. Parent means app. Now the app is writing down before passing it to the header and footer. Okay. Now coming to the next step. Return class name equals to app container, and next header title equals to app title. This will return what to show, that is nothing but what to show on the web page. Now the text step 5 is header title equals to app title. This means that the parent says header show this title. So what is the title? The title is props demo React application. Now this value is stored in app text, and here app title is passed to the header component. From where it is passed? From the app component. So we are writing everything in app.js. So we are passing from app.js to header.js. So here the title, so this title is actually the prop name. Okay. And app title, the actual value here, props demo React application, is the actual value. Now coming to the next step, the main content, this one. It is just a normal text shown in the middle, that is in between the header and the footer. Now coming to the next step, that is step 7, sending the props to the footer. Here what we have done, here we have sent the props to the header, and here we are sending props to the footer. Now you can see here we are sending only one value, that is app title. I have told you in the earlier, the first one will be sent to the header and the remaining two will be sent to the footer. Now you can see here title equals to the prop, here tagline equals to the prop, and again copyright equals to another prop. In footer we are sending two values, and in header we are sending one value. Now the last one, this is very important, that is export default app. This allows other files to use app.js. Now coming to header.js. In header.js, here in the third line we have created a function known as header. Now this header receives the prop value from the app.js and stores in props, just like the arguments in programming languages. Now next, in the next line, that is h1, here the actual value of the props is displayed onto the browser. Okay, ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, just we used to send the data from app.js to header.js via props, and now the actual props value is being displayed where? In the header.js, that is in 6th line. So if the parent sends props demo react application, this is the value we are sending here, props demo react application. Now actual value in this in between this h1 tag, the actual value, that is props demo react application, will be shown in the header. You can see the output here the output. Now the font color and the background color we will discuss later in app.css. Now what value is stored displayed here, that is props demo react application. Now from where we are sending, from the actual value is in the constant, in which constant? App title. From app title we are sending to here, and from here it is received in props, and the actual value is in prop.title. Now the same thing happens in footer.js. Again you can see in the footer.js, again it receives the props, and in this props we have two values, that is tagline and copyright. Again the same thing is shown here. Now footer prints the message which is being sent by the parent, and where we are sending? We are sending from the parent here. This is one value, and again this is one value. Now it is being displayed in footer. Now you can see, we will open the program. Here it is being displayed. Okay, this is one value, learning React, that is a tagline, and next is the copyright. This is the copyright. Okay, now coming back to the another one, that is app.css. Here it is just like clothes for our website, or just like a makeup for our website. Here if you see this .app dash container, here we have some properties, that is align text to the center, minimum height, and display, and direction, and justification. Okay, so all these is this one is applied to the middle one. Now you can see in app.js, here we have the class name known as app container. Now in CSS, here we have .app dash container. Now you can if you recall the CSS from your HTML lab, we used to apply the properties for class by using dot name of the class. Now next, coming to the header, here the name of the class is dot header. So dot header, here the background color is a lightly gray, and the color is nothing but the text color is white. Now you can see here the background color is dark gray and the color is white. This we have applied by using dot header, and the same thing is in footer. Here footer background color is this is not white, this is very light grayish color. Now you can see the difference here. This is white and this is gray. And font size is 14, and here we have not mentioned the text color. If you have not mentioned the text color, it will be by default black. You can see here black. So we have not mentioned any color. Now padding is nothing but here the upper portion and the lower portion. Ishtu jaga ide. that is, we call it as padding. Okay, so this is the explanation of our second program. Hope you have understood well, and if you liked the video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.